I'm Klea Hoxhallari from grade 11B, and today I'm presenting the topic, Saints and Sinners. So, dive deep into the waters of your consciousness, and there, along with hidden dreams and hidden desires, you will find a vague idea of a pristine world which is totally at peace. To imagine this world better, take your surrounding environment, fill it with stories of happiness, of joy, of serenity, and people you love the most, and voila, there you have your warm shelter from reality. And how perfect is this world, don't you think? How wonderful it is to live in a world where we do not hate or despise one another, to live in a world where we live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery, to live in a world where the sun shines and glints so bright that there is no room for darkness. And it's a decent world, because it's a world where there's room for everyone, where the lands are fertile, and laughter echoes and fills hearts with joy. It's a decent world. It's a world of equality. It's a perfect world. Now, I want you to close your eyes and imagine you are holding a gun. You know, a pistol gun like those ones in the movies. Feel its shape, touch the trigger and the chamber filled with bullets. That gun you're holding in your hands, that is made of fear. With fears that are so dim and dark that make you stutter and hesitate. And these fears consume you. These fears kill you. Well, the trigger you imagined, touch it. And the chamber, yeah, that's the one which is actually called the vengeance. And the bullets are made of rage. And when you touch the trigger, and when you pull it back, boom, you burn your innocence in flames. And how does your world look like now? How does it feel to live in a world of sinners, in a world where you are oppressed, where you are a slave of rage, of terror, of fear? How does it feel like? Before it gets better, the darkness gets bigger. The person you take a bullet for stands behind the trigger. Now, both of these concepts I mentioned before are both extreme in their own way, because in the first one, pain seems to not exist, and in the second one, well, love and joy just have vanished, have just disappeared. And our imperfect world seems to be closer to the second one, to the second aspect. Why? Because each one of us is so caught up in his or her own small egoistical reality that we forget. We forget what it means to be human. We forget what it means to love and care and be loved back. We gamble with our emotions as if we're playing poker, and trust me, we are not winning. And what I mean, and what I actually want to say, is that we, as imperfect creatures, cannot create a perfect world, because perfection, after all, does not exist. Because our world is both a world of light and darkness. Because, after all, we need both the white and the black soldiers to play chess. We need both the white and black tiles of the piano to make music. And Dante, after all, needed both heaven and hell to write his Divine Comedy. And what I mean is that we cannot create a perfect world, but we can create a better world. A world where we use love and compassion as a shield to protect ourselves from hate and misery, and anger and terror. And after all, we are both saints and sinners, and we'll be living from sin, then we can really begin. Thank you very much.